Hello, and good morning. I'm Strangleborn. It seemed only fitting to me to drink black chai tea as we are talking about The Black Farm from Elias Witherow. Man, you talk about this is a rough book. I guess I should probably throw out some cautionary warnings. This is an extreme horror book. It is extremely unsettling. There are violent, horrible mutilation, sexual assault. I mean, you name it. This thing runs the gambit. It's brutal, y'all. So if you can't stomach something like that, just don't read it. It's rough. I was nervous going into it, and rightly so. But I managed. If you can get through the first 20%, you're good the rest of the way. The first 20% is designed to like really mess you up. We start off with this couple, Nick and Jess, and they are extremely depressed because they've miscarried. Jess has had a miscarriage, and that's already just a super sad thing. But she's so caught up in her own grief that she just doesn't want to live anymore. Nick doesn't want to live without her, and so they've decided they're going to do a suicide pact. So they do it, and they die, and they're, upon their dying moments, they're like, I can't wait for all of this to be over. Hopefully there's peace on the other side. She asks him, hey, wherever we go, will you find me there? And he said, yes. And then that's like one of the last things. Super dark, super bleak. That was the first chapter is just really unsettling and sad and bleak and brutal, dude. Then Nick wakes up. We follow Nick the whole time. He wakes up and he's bound and he's being dragged, and it's weird. And then he finally he meets Danny. He's kind of like your orientation manager into the Black Farm. And he tells him where he's at and all that stuff. And he's just like, you have the option. You can try to brave it on your own out here and witness the various horrors that are hunting you down, or you can feed the pig and gamble 50-50 whether or not you go to hell or you go back to Earth. It seems like an appealing offer, considering what these people go through here on the Black Farm. That is a type of hell on its own. Without really giving much away, the first 20%, Nick is meeting some of these pigborn. They're beings that were born on just the Black Farm. The Black Farm is just for suicidal, so people who kill themselves, all of them go to the Black Farm. And it's just this big, huge island. The people who decide not to feed the pig, they're just hiding. They're just running from, spot to spot, trying to hide, trying to hunker down. And these horrors, these pig-born horrors are out just kind of hunting them. And some of them specialize in different various types of tortures. Some of them have names that other suicidals know, and they have been through his torture, their torture. Muck, we're going to call it Muck's love scene, happens within the first 20%, and it's rough, man. We'll just say that. You meet other people. Obviously, there's other suicidals, and for the most part, they're all trying to kind of help each other out. They all have different missions. But Nick is on the hunt. He does not want Jess to have to go through any of what he's witnessed and gone through himself already. So he decides, he's like, I'm going to go find Jess. I know she's here. It's just his quest to try and locate her. And he eventually does find her. And he has to go through this cult that has started, comprised of suicidals that worship the pig. Their mission is to capture other suicidals, specifically women, and force breed them with the pigborn so they can have more pigborn. And it is dark. Some of the other elements of this book are wild. This place, there's no amount of comfort in this place. And one of the things that I picked up on, and the author really drives home, is that it is constantly raining. If you think you're going to get relief anywhere, you'll be lucky to find it. And if you're outside, you won't find it. It is always raining. The author constantly makes comments about, Nick wipes wet hair out of his face, or just talks about how his face is always wet. It's always raining, and it's always just a driving, nagging thing. And I was like, I really felt like I was part of it because I hate getting rained on too. One of the coolest parts about this whole the island, in my opinion, is these keepers. There's like 13 keepers that roam around the island. It's a big, big island, but there's 13 of these keepers, and these keepers are big, giant. We'll just call them monsters. And they have like human bodies and stuff up into the neck, and then from the neck up, it's this huge cross. And these keepers wander around and they capture anybody trying to escape the Black Farm. And then if you're caught, they chain you to that cross and you're swinging by your neck. And so there's just so many people that have tried to escape that are just hanging from the cross by the neck on chains and just swinging while these dudes are just running around picking up any escapees and stuff. And that's an important thing to know, because there is a part in the story where they do try to escape. And they come close. One of the things that I forgot to mention earlier was that if you die on the Black Farm, you just return to the Black Farm in a different place. And that's a good thing. We'll just say, for the most part, that is a good thing. Because if you are captured, let's say, by Muck, and you are forced to do these horrible, heinous things, then if you can find a way to kill yourself, hopefully you'll be reborn in another place where he isn't. Yeah, it's just random. You don't know. But it's a wonderful book. If you can stomach it. My wife and I loved it. She said it's the first thing that really messed her up. She says it's her first 5-star book of the year. She's very strict about her 5 stars. I did have some issues, and maybe we'll do like a talking spoils about this. I really would love to talk spoils about this book with other people, because it's got some deep philosophical questions that just I feel like would be great conversation starters. And there's things that Nick does in this book that I'm just, why are you doing this? It's not bad writing. It's just how he wrote Nick, and Nick is a person and he's flawed and he makes mistakes. And I would love to read some more of this Elias Witherow. There's actually a return to the Black Farm. I'm going to give it a minute. I want to enjoy the ending of this for now while I can. I have no idea how the other parts going. I don't know if he's going back, then why? Something goes on. Fun book. You better be ready for it. You better buckle up. Read it during the daytime. My wife listened to the audiobook of this, and she said the audiobook is so good. So if you have the audiobook, I would listen. I'd give it a shot on the audiobook, because I've listened to bits of it with her, and it's woohoo. It's good. Dude does a really good job at making pig noises. It's just all around good, horrible fun. So thanks for watching. You guys have a good one. We'll see you in the next one.